They said no one ever stays a full night in room 237. Sounds like a challenge, right? That's what dozens of thrill seekers thought too. They checked in, cameras rolling, ready to debunk the legend. None of them lasted until sunrise. The stories all start the same way. Around 2 a.m., when the hotel is dead quiet, the little things begin. A faint sound, like someone breathing, slow and steady, from right under the bed. You tell yourself it's the old pipes, the building settling. Then comes the tapping. 3 soft knocks, not from the door, but from the inside of the bathroom mirror. You open the door, flick on the light, and see nothing but your own wide-eyed reflection staring back. The first few guests who fled complained to the front desk. They were dismissed as having overactive imaginations, but the complaints kept coming. Always the same details: the breathing, the tapping, the unnerving feeling of being watched. One guest even swore he saw the doorknob slowly turning, even though the deadbolt was locked. This is where it gets really strange. The hotel manager, tired of the constant refunds and bad reviews, decided to install a security camera in the room, with the guests' permission, of course. For the first few nights, the camera captured exactly what you'd expect: guests tossing and turning, jumping at every little creak, and eventually grabbing their bags and running out before dawn. But then, one weekend, the room was left empty. The camera, however, kept rolling. When the security team reviewed the footage from that empty room, a chill went down their spines. The video showed nothing out of the ordinary for hours. Just an empty, silent room. But then, around 3:15 a.m., a shadow detached itself from the corner near the wardrobe. It wasn't a trick of the light. It was a tall, slender silhouette that moved with a slow, deliberate pace. It paced back and forth from the window to the door for nearly an hour. The footage was sent to experts, who confirmed there was no technical glitch. There was something moving in that empty room. The hotel immediately sealed room 237, boarding it up. The official story was undergoing renovations. For years, the room remained locked. The stories faded into hotel folklore, a spooky tale told to new staff members. Then, a new owner bought the hotel, determined to modernize it. He ordered a complete overhaul of the building, including the infamous Room 237. As construction workers began to demolish the walls, they found something that made them drop their tools and refuse to go back inside. Tucked away behind a section of drywall, they discovered a small hidden cavity. And inside that cavity, carved deep into the original brickwork, were hundreds of frantic scratch marks. Among the scratches were words, repeated over and over again, etched with what looked like a fingernail. "Let me out." And beneath that, a single date: 1948. The discovery prompted a historical investigation. The police were called and they delved into the city archives, trying to piece together the history of the property. What they uncovered was horrifying. The hotel hadn't always been a hotel. The original structure, built in the early 1940s, was a small, private hospital. And the area where room 237 now stood? It was built directly over the hospital's old morgue. The records from that time were sparse, but they found a disturbing incident report from 1948. A man had been brought to the morgue, pronounced dead from a sudden illness. According to the report, the night attendant swore he heard banging coming from one of the cold storage units. He was so terrified he quit on the spot. His claims were dismissed as a prank or a stress-induced hallucination. The body was buried the next day. No one ever followed up. Was it possible he had been buried alive? Or worse, mistakenly sent to the morgue, waking up in a cold, dark drawer, unable to escape? The carvings on the walls suddenly made a terrifying kind of sense. The breathing under the bed, the desperate knocking, the frantic pacing of a trapped soul. The hotel owners, horrified, considered tearing down that entire wing of the building. But greed won out. After a cleansing ceremony that did little to ease the minds of the staff, they renovated the room, gave it a new number, and reopened it to the public, burying the story for good. They thought that was the end of it. But technology has a way of revealing secrets we try to bury. A few years after the renovation, a guest staying in the newly numbered room was live streaming his vacation. He was showing his followers the view from his window, panning the camera around the room. It was a normal, boring video, until someone in the comments pointed something out. As the guest panned past the bathroom mirror for a split second, the reflection in the glass wasn't his. The reflection showed the room as it used to be, with the old wallpaper and furniture. And sleeping in the bed, plain as day, was the image of a man. The online viewers who replayed the clip managed to grab a screenshot. When old hotel records were dug up again, they found a guest registry from 50 years prior. The face in the reflection was a perfect match for a man who had checked into room 237 a half-century ago, and never checked out. He was reported missing, his luggage left behind. The case was never solved. So who is the spirit in room 237? Is it the man who was accidentally sent to the morgue, forever trying to escape his cold, dark prison? Or is it the guest who vanished without a trace, his reflection now trapped in the mirror, forever a silent resident of the hotel? Perhaps there isn't just one ghost. Perhaps, over the decades, the room itself has become a magnet for lost souls, a place where the veil between our world and the next is terrifyingly thin. The hotel is still open today. They won't tell you which room it is anymore, but somewhere in that building, a room waits, and a voice under the bed continues to breathe, waiting for its next guest. Thanks for staying with me through that chilling tale. If you love stories that dig into the dark and mysterious, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you do not miss our next investigation. Drop a comment below if you've ever had a creepy hotel experience of your own. Stay curious and stay safe.